What's up, guys? To the other two people in here, hope you're both doing well. What's up, Connor? Yeah, we're live. You guys got a sneak peek of season 2 stuff for Dyad in the Force. There's more to reveal, but that's starting soon, though. Let me bring this down a little bit. How's that for you
also,
guys?
Connor, what you sent me a little bit ago, the message, I'd be happy to. Let me know when you need them by.
Happy 100th podcast. That was on Saturday. We were supposed to go live, but I didn't. But we did a nice little tribute video. I'll be hearing you in selections. Depends on how quiet my bus is. All right, I'll type it out for you. Wait, hold up. Did you say season 2? Yes. I'm separating things into seasons every 100 episodes. You can probably see there's some changes to the background, some changes to the frames. There's a couple of new things to see, but you'll have to wait until Saturday. We're here with Jedi Master DePaul and CJ for the watch party. What's going on, guys?
What up?
Yeah. How's it going?
Yeah, we haven't seen you guys in forever.
Yeah, let's see. The last episode I was on was the Aldani arc.
Oh yeah, were you on the episode with the showers?
Yeah, got to see the finale of it.
Nice.
It's a good time.
How's it going, Kay? What do we have for oh yeah, well, Richard said what's up. What do you think is going to happen tonight? Which is I was about to ask you guys. I mean,
Tonight begins not a prison break, but a jailbreak of sorts. We need to get Bix out of where she's being held. Is Bix okay? Is she all right?
Yeah, I think outside of that, anything can happen. That's where we're kind of at now, right? Because new 2-episode arc, anything could happen. I definitely think the Ferrix things need to start. People are going to start getting angry about everything because they're about, because they said they're going to hang the one guy and they haven't yet. So I don't think the people will take it well.
Realistically, the only person I care about on Ferrix is Bix.
Yeah.
And Marva.
Which is also up in the air because she, health-wise, has not been doing well.
True.
Not at all. Do you think Andor will hang around with the other guy he was running around the island with? We last left last episode with Melshi and Andor on the beach. So, at the very least, they're together. I don't know what happened with Kino.
He couldn't swim.
He couldn't. Was there someone
I
there
hope
that
they
could?
don't address it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no. Are we gonna have another? We don't have a canon death for Kino Loy.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's what we need.
Yeah. Somebody actually had a good theory that I don't know if you guys saw it, that Kino maybe he doesn't die, but he gets recaptured. And
I could imagine recapture.
I think Chuck was saying that he was gonna stay behind.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like anybody that could not swim or just didn't take the opportunity to jump out, you're stuck there. So what else is going to happen? I mean, and I think the Empire's going to show up because they're going to see something went down, something went wrong.
Oh yeah, everyone crew included is.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if this is the clue Dedra needs to figure out where Cassian is. And maybe, but I don't think it would be under her jurisdiction to look into it.
Is his stuff still there in Space Tampa?
I know what a girl is. She's like, where's my ref log? The green one.
Is she gonna find his money that he left there?
It's a lot
He
of
didn't
left-
leave there.
He
Left
left
the
a lot of money.
manifesto. Yeah. That's a lot. I want to address this comment by Richard, who is like on the verge of being banned. Bix ain't gonna die, man. You are sorely mistaken.
Bix is eternal in my heart.
Bix is life.
Again, don't tell my wife.
Fix his love.
In all the good ways. So we addressed Kino. I think it's probably going to be an left ambiguous. I'd rather it be ambiguous than it be open and closed shut. Because we had fun kind of speculating on Yaddle, and we still have fun speculating on Quinlan. Spoiler alert, I think Andor will die. Yeah, I think my money is set on not on season 1 though. I think he's gonna make it through at least the series.
Yeah. I think he'll die eventually, though.
Yeah.
This is so it's 11 and 12. This is weird. I mean, obviously we're gonna be left on a cliffhanger for season 2, so we're not going to get a conclusion to this arc. We're just getting 2.
So the question, the thing I'm wondering, right? Because I feel pretty strongly they're going back to Ferrix, and they're gonna wreak some havoc, make some noise. Is that going to inspire Luthen to reopen that connection? Was Luthen going to be aware? How are they going to know? And are we going to get a hint or anything that will tie together all of these storylines? Right? We have 3 on the rebel side, I guess, and 2 on the Imperial side. Are we going to tie them all together and launch that forward, or what do you guys think?
I think they're going to start, colliding the stories, because we're getting to a point where everybody's stories are kind of coming together. They're looking for Luthen. They're right on his trail. They want Cassian as well. I think everything's going to come back to Ferrix, though. And I think, because it's going to, at least for the season, it's going to end where it started, I think. And I think that's appropriate for the story that we've been getting. And I think it's going to be very messy as well, because you've got not only the Empire, but also whatever Cyril decides to do, along with maybe because who knows what he's going to do at this point. On top of that, you still have Luthen's people keeping an eye out for Cassian to come back.
That's right.
And they want to kill him.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I mean,
So,
that begs the next question. Does because I'm sure that's what why is her name? That's what Cinta is doing. She's watching the mother wait for him to come back. So I guess that would get them all back together. So yeah.
which also the Empire is watching her mom too, his mom as well. Everybody's watching.
Everyone's on Ferrix waiting,
Yeah.
but no one's on
It's a trap. It's a trap.
Naimos. No one's on.
So you're
Naimos
saying
waiting.
it's some type of convergence?
Nice.
What does this thing on the back mean? Never mind.
Jesus. Talk about, crazy ass quotes.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Bill O'Reilly. This quote, you can't explain it.
But yeah, I think everything's going to converge there because it makes logical sense with where they've been leading us in the story. And I think Cassian's eventually going to find out that his mother's not feeling well, and that's going to bring him home.
Will Cinta be caught? Says Kay, or asks.
Cinta will sacrifice herself.
For Cinta Svel.
Listen, the Empire never rests.
Yeah.
We have the rebellion, and then we take what's left.
Ooh, it would be spicy if Andor returns to Ferrix and Dedra is hot on his tail and Cinta wants to kill him, but Dedra wants to bring him to justice, so Dedra saves Andor, only to try to apprehend him afterwards.
Ooh.
And then Cyril sees, and he wants to hug her so bad, and while she's rebuffing him, Andor escapes anyways.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
No, I could see that happening. I would actually love if that happens, and they bring him in for questioning, and our man on the inside has to sacrifice himself to get Andor back out.
Yeah, because currently Cassian knows the most important thing to Luthen, and that's that he exists and what he looks like.
Yeah.
The only thing he doesn't really know is a name, which is really what the Empire wants, but I think what Cassian can provide will also be enough.
Connor says, am I missing something? What's Luthen's story about in the show? I'm half asleep when watching these. Connor, you're about 2 seconds away from getting banned too. How are you half asleep watching these?
Also, it's like 8 a.m. for you.
Yeah.
You should be
Also,
up and at 'em.
Also,
Right.
can't you watch it again later and then refresh it in your? I watch these at least twice.
You should be well on your
What have I
way to
given up?
having a full English.
Full thing.
All right. What's the word? Episode up?
Epode is up.
That bird is a word.
I hope this is a good episode.
It is.
Did
It's
you
a
get the
fantastic
link?
epode.
Let's see.
I'm gonna send the link
He's about to.
right now.
Beam the link. Beam it. Beam it.
It's because I watch them when I get home from like a 9-hour college day. All right. Well, listen. I'll let you in on a little secret. A 15-minute nap does a lot more for your energy than a 3-hour nap.
Naps. Psh, overrated.
No, for real. Like there's science behind it. If you go take a nap and set your alarm for 15 minutes, you're gonna be wide awake when you get up. But if you like nap for like 2 hours, you're gonna be groggy. You're gonna want to go back to sleep. It's crazy.
Yeah.
See, that's like for me. That's like eating a pizza. You're not just not gonna eat the pepperoni. If I'm gonna indulge in that bad boy, I'm out.
You know what? But it depends. If you're about to run a mile, you're gonna eat one slice. I don't know.
It's true. Although you're probably not gonna have pizza before you're about to run a mile.
Carbo loading.
All right, we have everybody in the watch party. Thanks, Kay. Yes, we're about to start the epode. So you guys can watch along on the stream as soon as I start this episode timer. I'll tell you where we are in the episode. So let me turn off that and get to this episode. We are starting now.
And what guy?
What are you talking about?
You can't stay and I can't go.
I'll be worried about you all the time.
That's just love.
6 years.
6 years.
Welcome to Narkina 5.
No one's getting out, are they? Not now.
I need a loan.
Davos Golden.
He is not a banker. He's a thug. What will it cost?
I have a 14-year-old son. I'd like to bring him with me.
You can't be serious.
You heard from Cinta? She's doing what she was told. Now, receiving messages is just as dangerous as sending them. You should keep that in mind.
Son! We need to get out of here! Son, we need to get out of here!
You didn't question the mother?
If nothing else, she's our bait. She's the reason Andor came back.
Your breathing sounds weak. The doctor was here yesterday.
When was the last time you spoke with Cassian Andor?
Get your hands off her.
I'd rather die trying to take them down than die giving them what they want.
It's so intense.
Whatever happens now, we made it!
Enter Krieger. I want you to meet him. He's been probing the Imperial power station at Spellhouse. He'll need air support.
I work alone.
That's what I'm trying to change. Why are we here tonight, Lonnie?
Bedramiro. She just captured a rebel pilot running supplies for Anto Krieger. We know that there's a raid planned on the power station at Spellhouse. If Krieger attacks, they'll be waiting.
And if he doesn't, they'll know something's amiss.
They'll be slaughtered.
Sacrifices.
You know, I just came to the startling realization.
Oh.
A lot of the expanded universe in canon today exists on live action.
Yeah.
It's way different from the EU back in the day.
And people still complain.
Mm-hmm.
That's because they bitches.
That, sir, gets you a beer.
He's got one right now.
This is cold brew coffee.
Nice.
Oh, it's cold brewed. Nice.
Oh.
I can't feel my hands.
Why does that almost look like a fang?
They're leaving. Stop saying that.
I know it's not, but that looked like a fang fighter.
Yeah, the big trick is getting off-world.
Climb back up. You hear me? I hear you. My hands won't work. I said, I hear you.
It's like my ears still work.
Tell me they're leaving. They're leaving. They're leaving.
Oh, that's a precarious situation.
Get some air in here. Oh, we're gonna have to get rid of that bedding. We'll save it for Cassia. Okay. She would have wanted it that way.
Oh.
Breaking. What about the droid?
Oh, that?
Ah. Leave BD alone. Leave B2. He just wants his Cassian.
We're gonna take her out in a minute, if you want to say goodbye.
Oh no.
I'll have them clear the room, if you want to be alone.
They're wasting no time.
I don't want to be alone.
Oh.
I want Mama Marva.
Why does that hurt so bad?
Right?
Dude, did they just do that to her?
I can go with you.
Jess?
Yeah. Right here.
B's gonna help you get organized.
There is a lot to be done.
You said I could go with you.
The daughters of Ferrix require your assistance in matters of grave importance.
We need to pull together, B. All of us.
I just want to hug him.
God.
Oh.
Why is this droid about to make me cry? Who voices B2?
I don't know. That's a good question.
This episode's going straight for the gut right away.
All right.
Yes. That Vetch pulling the cart?
Didn't quite get a good look.
Say someone died.
It happens.
Someone you know?
Just started last week.
Real talk, I'm in love with Cinta as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yep.
Like I said, they do. They've been doing Brown Grows well. That's all I'm saying.
It looks like it's just these two. They didn't walk here.
Was that Uthar Plunt?
What?
Hello. What is it?
It's a quad jumper.
Hey, shout out to Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It's an old one.
That's garbage.
See, yeah.
Yep.
Is that Plunt?
Don't tell me we're gonna get a glimpse shit of this way back. No.
Just uh-oh. Yep, they're just watching for a reason.
Oh.
They weren't concerned because they knew they had a trap.
Excited to see you.
They just moved the body.
Tell me we are watching this carefully.
Full surveillance.
What happens now?
As a prominent citizen of Ferrix, she wrote a big send-off.
Yeah, K's on the right spot, right thought process.
Like to keep asking. They're building a list of grievances.
We want a funeral.
Excuse me?
You're going to give them a permit. Keep it small. Limit the time, limit the numbers. We want to put them in a box, stand back
Yeah.
and watch.
As you wish.
How much time do we have? 2 days. That's the Ferrix custom.
What's that?
The dead are bricked. They mix your ashes with mortar and local stone dust, put your name on and fire it up. You become a block of Ferrix brick.
And then what?
They find you a wall.
Ooh, slimy.
It's ironic that the cruelty of the Empire almost made it to where they wouldn't have a trap.
One for each of us, greedy.
These are interesting aliens.
Killed our water then, here.
What?
Not much squiggly now, not much left.
We meant you. No harm. We killed nothing. Nothing.
Prison done it. Spoil our water. All our water. Hey, Freedy? No free dinner tonight. Like
Arr.
so, Freedy? Water spoil here and far. All your scum in prison.
That's the Empire. We were trapped. We were trapped there. It's their prison.
Always the Empire, here.
What? What is he saying? What is he saying?
He's saying alive or dead, the upper nose.
Yes, slow down. No. Let's talk. Hang on.
Kill anyone they would. Kill the water, kill the squigglies. They're not a snot who they kill, here. Stop the Empire. They not be killing ye, nay today. Wise to be jumping quickly, though. Where ye be looking to run now, eh?
All right.
Hey.
He caught a break for once.
Mammals.
Get my stuff back. Sometimes a mutual distaste for the Empire is all you need to get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to recognize that emblem.
Oh, but B2 Emo is part of BB-8's voice, and he also played Rio Durant in Solo.
Hmm. Voice doesn't match though. I can hear some of. Nah. It's just very sad when he speaks.
Yeah. Guess she didn't quite leave the world yet.
Can I help you? My cousin. I understand she shops here.
Senator Mothma.
Are we alone?
You'd like to get something for her? We have some new pieces in. Where is
Hey, I got the Gundam shield back there.
collecting jewelry?
Yeah. Isn't that's also a Wookiee war helmet?
Mm-hmm.
We have rules for a reason. You don't seem to understand that.
I sent up a flag this morning.
You would have seen it tomorrow.
We? If Andor's gone. Check the back on the way in.
Everything you're doing right now is wrong.
Tomorrow is too late. Where is he?
You're off the rails. You're lucky he's not here.
I gave him Aldani. What have you done?
Ooh.
What is that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have always. I've a constant blur of plates spinning and knives on the floor and needy, panicked faces at the window, of which you are but one of many. What information? I'll make sure he knows where it came from.
Cassian Andor. The mother died. I'm leaving in the morning. Cinta says it's very busy there.
We'll let him know.
Do that.
I smell profit.
Leia's only hope super chatted a 93 cents ramen drop.
Got me up with that.
Thanks, Connor.
Dude, I thought it was like Hondo.
Doesn't that okay? That one slab, it looks familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks like a piece of the wall of the world beyond worlds.
The two slabs by it are from it.
Yeah, the ones by it, yeah, because those were the broken pieces of it, yeah.
Big man's on site. I want full coverage, spotters front and back. I want to know immediately about any comings and goings. Visitors, deliveries, anything.
There's Chaco.
The dream job.
It's actually not a bad analog. Okay. Ferric still reminds me of less snowy Kijimi.
Go, where? Back to my place. I work in the morning. I'm charging. You've been there all day. I'll take the afternoon off. We'll come back tomorrow. She's not here, B. She's in the stone now. She's on her way. We'll wait to make sure. I can't leave you here alone. She wouldn't want that. You could stay. One night.
Gosh.
Right.
sound as they die. Poor, agonized, pleading. If you're having difficulty speaking, just shake your head. If you're having difficulty speaking, just shake your head. Doesn't take long. It won't feel that way to you.
Biggs. Care to join me?
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I need to ask you a question. I expect an honest answer. If I'm not sure it's the truth, I'll have to call back Dr. Horst. Anto Krieger. That name. This face. Have a good look. Is this the man you introduced to Cassian Andor? Biggs.
Seriously, is that really happening?
We did it.
You did it. I thought this was over.
Back, we are following the trends. It's weird, it's stronger here than it is at home.
But you can do what you want.
It's not me.
Perrin?
No, he's strangely open-minded on this topic. It's her. It's Lida. And her friends. It's the only thing she shows up on time for.
Looks a bit cultish, don't you think?
I was thinking the same thing.
She found the Elder.
Where's the Kool-Aid?
Tell me you're taking proposals.
I'm in so much trouble, Val.
Well, there's a specific proposal she's keeping in mind.
Last year I was pulling 100,000 credits every month from the family trust without a trace.
For Luthen? I had no idea it was that much.
So easy. I did it myself. Set up a stream of accounts. It was like water running downhill. I'd empty the bottom and it would just flow. No one the wiser. A few months ago, I was contacted by one of the bankers back home. I was warned that Imperial inspectors might be taking a close look at Chandril.
I'd like to see one of those bankers. Just far further in time.
I did what I could. I pulled everything
With it being the Empire, probably more human looking.
There's one empty ledger at the end of the line that was off balance. But it was so obscure and I just didn't know what else to do. I was nervous. I went to Luthen. I told him that I needed help from the outside, that I need the risk.
Take Olma.
Yes.
And you trust him?
Yes, I do. But then Aldani. Suddenly everything was frozen. I thought Tay could help me replace the credits and get me started again, but what he really did was discover just how much more trouble I was in. Here I am.
How much is missing?
400,000.
And they're looking into this when?
Soon. Very soon.
Does Luthen know?
Some, no. Not really. He warned me. Who knows what he knows?
This can't be exposed.
I know that. I found a solution.
Auntie Val!
This really puts into perspective.
There you are! What are you doing here?
Yeah, it's
You?
slightly Luthen's fault that the Mon story arc has gotten worse, and Vel is realizing that she had a hand in that.
But also the fact that for something as ragtag as this movement as it is now, it costs 100,000 a month to fund.
Imagine how much it is once they're actually going.
Yeah.
Is that you, sir?
Yes. Hello, Sergeant.
Apologies, sir. And to the family.
What? Good to see you.
Yes, I think so. I'm on the night shift.
5 minutes, Mom.
Brevity's encouraged, so forgive me if I'm a bit hasty.
I can barely hear you.
Yes, Molana 1, still here.
Just speak clearly.
Indeed. Been a bit rugged for me lately, but, you know, we're marching onward. It's a smelter. There we go. Refueling. Should give us a moment. Andor. I'm calling about Andor. You wanted news if I had it?
Yes, please, go on.
Still a few primo holdouts working in the office, helping with the Imperial transition. My old partner's still working the HQ night desk. He found me this afternoon and he told me that...
Has he been caught?
The mother!
You were talking about Andor.
Yeah, she's passed away.
Andor's mother?
There's lots of back and forth with Coruscant about it.
Are you saying that he's there?
No, I'm in Molana.
Where is Andor?
Yes.
Who's on first?
When?
If he's not in here, sir, has to be back. I wouldn't put it past him. Not what we've been through.
We need to speak further.
I knew you'd want to...
The mystery of your former triumphs have been vanquished. I can sleep peacefully now.
Nope. Yeah, it's starting to look like I'm right. He's gonna go down his own path.
About the biscuit for the biscuit.
All right. One more time, mama. One more time.
He's gonna get the gang back together, get Mosk and the boys.
He still wants to run into Dedra. Any means necessary.
The hell is that?
Oh. Guess nobody found it. I mean, it's not the best hiding spot. Figured somebody would have found it.
No, I think that's just his place. Like,
oh, like he just rents it?
Yeah.
Felt more like hotel room vibes.
Which brings the question, did he hit that? Like, is that another,
Oh no, this is how he broke in.
I guess it was hidden. I don't know.
That must have been a good hiding spot.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't think it was hiding there. I think he took it out and put it on the shelf to open it. But... Hey.
Hey, we're getting more Saul. That was something I saw in the comments about.
Put it down or give it back.
Don't touch that. That's my pestle and mortar.
Yeah.
This is vape. He's like...
What flavor do you think Luthen would...
Sadness.
Krieger,
He's probably the only person still vaping tobacco. Like he still wants to taste it.
We get to loot the eastern garrison. Whatever we can
Just
carry off.
take straight nicotine.
That you promised.
You're too late. It's going tomorrow.
We'll be ready. We have charts. All he has to do is tell us when he wants it and agree to my terms. Make it happen.
I think not.
Why? You were so eager for it.
ISB knows Krieger's plan. They'll be waiting for it.
And how do we know this?
I won't tell you that.
And Krieger, he doesn't know. How do you know I won't tell it?
I don't. I don't know what you'll do. It's far from ideal for either of us.
You're willing to burn him.
You're the random factor.
He's 30 men.
Plus Krieger.
So you know he's doomed. Which means either you're ISB or you have someone inside that you are protecting.
Or I'm just a...
I think this is the trailer shot right here.
Yeah.
Let's call it War.
Losing Krieger.
I did. I'm not sure right now.
And what if it was me instead of Krieger? What would you do?
Well, Krieger doesn't know me. I'm not vulnerable if he's captured.
Surely you've met him.
Met him. I've been in a room with him. He doesn't know that. We send people, we drop supplies, we have special radios. He can't hurt me.
Like I can.
It's your
Didn't know this became burn notice. Where's Bruce Campbell?
It's your decision. But know the choice. Do we let Krieger go down and play the long game? Or do we warn him and throw away his source that's taken years to cultivate?
You have people everywhere, don't you?
You're avoiding the question.
All of your sources.
Try to concentrate.
There's someone with Krieger. Someone at ISB. Maybe there's someone here with me.
You're wasting time.
Why wouldn't you?
You're avoiding the choice.
Who is it? Who is it?
Hence his paranoia.
It's Tubes.
Hmm.
My man, he tells me everything. Tell him, he deserves to know.
What is this? What kind of game is this? What is this? There's no way out alive. Of that you must be sure.
I'm doing this so you'll listen. So listen. Krieger goes down. The ISB will feel invincible. They'll feel untouchable. We'll have a clear field to play. The alternative. Krieger pulls out, we wave him off. They'll know they'll have to wander. They'll trust nothing. Just like you're doing it right now. If I were ISB Saw, why wouldn't I just send you out there with it? I don't want you to have to make this choice.
30 men.
Plus Krieger.
For the greater good.
Call it what you will.
Yep.
Let's call it war.
I was hoping he'd be like, let's call it lesser evil. Wink, wink.
Risking the pawns so they can go for the bigger game. Has to sneak past Mother first.
No, he's got to get his
Little
special.
chest. Yep.
It's Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Sell it on the market.
It's time to do.
You wanted to reopen the
Or for you Magic players out there, is Black Lotus.
More expensive than I hoped, but I wasn't in a position to bargain.
So you're coming home?
I'm most curious about the other piece.
You should come home.
It's no longer available?
No, it's very much on the table. The negotiations are ongoing and our representatives are involved, but there's a number of other buyers on the ground and your presence would only complicate the bidding at this point.
We need that piece. We lose that and we'll have to close shop.
There's nothing more you can do.
That's never true.
It's a crowded market.
You need to think of the consequences of losing that piece to another collector.
I'm preparing for every outcome. Luthen? Luthen?
Oh, they have smartphones.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. That's very bad.
This is Segramilo, Imperial Patrol. Please identify yourself, Holcroft.
I need an active transponder ID. Preference holocron.
Working.
Sorry, can you repeat back, please?
This is an Imperial Patrol. Stand by for transponder scan. ID found.
Yes, this is Alderaan 129-12505.
Stand by, Holcroft. Run it.
Luthen's working on that Apple II.
Arrestor cruiser. Cantwell class. 3 clicks and closing.
Is there something wrong, Patrol?
There's been partisan activity in the area. This is a piracy zone.
Oh, thank you for the warning. I'll be careful.
You'll be standing
You'll
by.
be dead.
Is what you'll be doing. How long on the ID? With you, sir.
Liking the design of the
The
bridge.
queue?
The bridge is a little bit different than normal. I like it.
Even the Empire has to deal with, wait times.
Ooh.
Alderaan Holcroft, please disengage any propulsion units and prepare for tractor beacon.
Affirmative, Patrol. I have an engine overheating here, so it may take a moment.
Countermeasures charging. Check his thermal.
Aberrant heat signature, port side thruster.
Get a boarding team ready. Prepped and ready, sir. Tractor beam has been engaged, Holcroft. Please power down your stabilizers.
Calibrate tractor force.
Calibrating.
It's a smart droid.
Confirm request, Holcroft. Tractor force 2.
Sorry, Patrol. I'm a one-man show here. I have to manual these stabilizers.
ID confirmed, sir. Alderaan Trade Alliance.
Cancel the boarding?
No. We can use the practice. Prepare for boarding and inspection, Holcroft.
Engage reverse stabilizers on my throttle.
Acknowledged.
What's he doing? Tractor force up 5. Does he think he can get away? Some pirate Holcroft. Where do you think he's gonna go?
Final warning, Holcroft. Power down immediately or risk full consequences.
I do wonder how expensive the Fondor droid is, because you would think every smuggler would want that.
I mean, he's currently got like millions of credits, so
yeah, yeah.
What the heck?
Oh,
that is dope.
However much the Holcraft cost, it did way more damage.
What the heck did he just... That was like whistling birds times 100.
And they're out of there.
Yo, he's gonna take on that.
Oh,
You
cruiser
got
by
some
himself.
air? Oh, okay, a little dogfighting.
What the heck?
Oh.
Oh, you know what those things remind me of? Those vulture droids in High Republic that the Nile release. Do you think?
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. I was.
Those things remind me of the vulture droids. I don't know if they're vulture droids, but the things that the Nile released that like munch on like the electronics and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Zanwan Fright. Excuse me. Who is this? I'm not getting picture. I need to get a message to Marva Andor. Cassian? Don't. No names. Where are you?
Tell Marva I'm okay. Tell her I'm thinking about her. She'd be proud of me. And I'll get back as soon as I can. Can you remember that?
Cass, hang on.
No names. I'm counting on you, son.
No names. He calls them Zan.
Cass, I'm sorry. Your mother's
dead. What's going on, Jay Higgins? Things were a little bit too big to be nanomachines.
Wow. Also, anyone watching with us, please give the stream a like. I often forget to do so, so please help out.
And subscribe.
Got through, yes. Okay, no.
Everything okay?
Oh, buddy.
All this space. Fresh air. Like a dream, right? How many do you think made it? How many of us made it out alive? Not enough. What if it's just us? What if we're the only ones? Somebody's got to tell people what's happening down there. We need to split up. Double our chances. One of us has to make it. People have to know what's going on. I know. Take this. People have to know about this.
Because Cassian continues his journey to the rebellion. Was Marva's last link?
What's that?
Was Marva his last link?
Link to what?
His old life?
Oh, probably.
I mean, I'd argue maybe B2.
Yeah, B2 or Bix. Well,
Was B2
his
there
old
when he was
life.
taken?
Yes, B2 was there when he was taken, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It was all shiny and new.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if it was new, but it was definitely looking better.
he definitely didn't take a full day to still need to be charged.
He didn't have a speech impediment either.
Although I think that his charging thing might also be a depression sort of thing, but for a droid.
Yeah.
It's like a weighted blanket.
Yeah, exactly. Coping mechanism.
Because he's coping with no Marva.
I mean, man, just like KG says in the chat, Cass has to grow up now.
Yep.
This is true. We don't know what he's going to do. This of course was like one of those breather episodes. You got to take in what's going on, the aftermath. You guys still processing it?
A little.
Waiting for the transponder ID queue to get to you.
Well, I mean, this didn't go, where it was anticipating it would go. I mean, obviously, we did see a lot more Ferrix, which I assumed would happen, but Cassian's not on Ferrix. We don't know. Now that he knows, it is likely that he will try to attend her funeral, though, and things will pop off. We're definitely going to get Cyril there with boots on the ground as well. And I imagine, Deidre. You think Luthen's going to show up?
I think we were right on the money. They're all. It's going to be a convergence.
It's going to be a huge, messy convergence where everything's going to
go.
I mean, I think this was the setup for that. I mean, because obviously we couldn't just jump straight to everybody being on Ferrix. We had to see how everybody gets there. And I think everything's coming to a head. I think Vel's going to go there for sure. And she, like I said when she was talking to Mon, I think she's realizing that maybe some of the stuff she did wasn't for the best for the rebellion, even though Luthen made her believe that. Because Aldhani seems to have paid a price for their funding. Like, they got a lot of money in the immediacy, but it's kind of screwing their long-term plans.
Yeah. But that was the goal. He was trying to send a message.
Yeah.
The name of the episode was an announcement.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's hurting Mon now, which is going to hurt their long-term funding. And so now they have to dig a way out of that.
Which is kind of another thing that we're seeing here is without having a unified front, the inroads that certain groups are going to make are going to act as blockers for other groups that are doing similar things, or there will be retaliation for things. We see Anto Krieger is getting set up right now, and then it's messy. It's messy.
And I wonder what answer Bix gave.
She didn't give anything
because we didn't see, and it could go either way. She could have said nothing. She could have lied and say yes, which I think. But
I don't think she's the one that introduced him to Anto Krieger.
No. But that's what I'm saying. She could have lied because
Good night, Richard.
Because I think at this point the Empire will take any connection they can get, and I think if they can point to, yeah, you knew Anton, and Anton, you connected Anton and Cassian together, it's going to make logical sense to them. Versus her saying no, I think they would torture her more if she told the truth on it. To be blunt, I think they wouldn't believe the truth at this point.
Yeah, I think there's still a little bit of a power struggle going on there where he's like, I'm going to deny them. And then they're just like, no, you let it happen and whatnot. And maybe he's trying to do extra credit.
Well, yeah, because their own cruelty almost got in the way of their own trap. Like, Deidre's like, no, you let it pass because while normally, yes, we would be this cruel, that's not going to work for what we need.
Yeah. So if they decide they don't believe her anyways, and decide that Anto Krieger, is access, and they'll probably send that information up too late, they'll already be dead, and they'll think that they got rid of access, leaving Luthen to still run around and be a menace.
Yes.
A menace. Yeah.
We still have what's his name? Davo Scudland?
Yeah. And it seems like the daughter would be into the arranged marriage thing.
Yeah, we got a good look at some kind of Chandrilan cult cult activities.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like everything's going kind of the right way, I guess, if this marriage, because proposal goes through, then Mon's in the clear. But I think her and Vel both know that making this deal is going to be bad for the long term, for not even just the rebellion, but for Leda.
Yeah. Connor said, "Hope you enjoyed the super chat jump scare."
Yeah, it scared me.
Yeah. Was not expecting it.
Scared me, surprised me. I was like, wait, is Hondo showing up in this episode?
Right? I thought it was a cameo.
Right?
He looks at the tapestry that we're like, it looks familiar. I smell profit. It's like, oh, Hondo, you're here to check out the new thing. Yeah. We gotta get Biggs out of there though.
Yeah.
It's just
Biggs.
And then we've got the Daughters of Ferrix group also probably planning something big at this point, because they're probably feeling the grip too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we're of course we're gonna get like a cliffhanger because it's the season finale, but I don't think we have to look forward to a lull in episode 2, or we don't need a third arc, because I think this next episode that's coming up, everything's gonna come to a head.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be a long episode.
Yeah.
I see it being a long episode as well. I would argue, I mean, I'm sure there'll be hanging threads, but according to them, season 2, every 3 episodes is going to represent 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So I can imagine that there's going to be a bit of a we should get some sort of conclusion or catharsis at the end of this and send them off into the next direction, because I don't think they can do a true cliffhanger and then be like, all right, next year, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
This is a case of we're gonna at least get closure on the main arc that we've had this season, like the entire season. I think we're gonna get that story told, and then introduce the next part of Andor's life.
Kind of says, I love how Pap thought his own voice was Hondo. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, I did a good job on that.
Yeah.
Don't break your arm patting yourself on the back. No, it is really good though.
Yeah. I can do it though, without breaking my arm. So next week is the last episode. A lot will have to happen. I feel like there's a lot they haven't addressed, like where's his sister. This is true, and I still listen. I think they opened the doors for my original theory. When Saw is talking to Luthen about his sources, like, who is it? Do you have people with me? And he says tubes to kind of create a diversion to grab the blaster, but I think perhaps his sister is with Saw as Luthen's source. Now I'm adding that because it's an addendum, right? Based on the information from this episode, but I still think that his sister is with Saw at some point. How's it going, Skeptical? Sock Puppet, you loved it. I'm glad you loved it. Welcome to the stream.
One of the things that I'm kind of loving in my imagination is knowing that Jen is somewhere in the background right now with Saul, because she's still with Saul during this time.
This is true.
So it's kind of fun just knowing that she's somewhere in the background, not knowing that somebody connected to someone she'll meet years later.
At this point in time, it's around the time that she makes her first kill.
Mm-hmm.
I think production starts in February.
Yeah, I think I heard that as well for season 2, because we're supposed to get season 2 and Acolyte like around the same-ish area.
Oh man, I just know that I'm loving this. Like, as I said in the beginning, almost like 75% of the expanded canon universe is these shows and like the animated and the live action. And this isn't something we would have ever imagined possible back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, back then we were just getting books and comics and video games, and while the video games almost act to the same level of this, they aren't, and it's kind of interesting seeing that change where we're getting less video games, but we're getting good video games. Same thing with the books and comics. I think the books are relatively about the same-ish, but not quite the same level, because we're only getting them every 3 to 4 months a new book, whereas back in the expanded universe days, it'd be about every 2 months you could expect a book.
Well, I'm not including the books in like what I'm saying is like, because like the books, we had books in old EU as well, so the books exist now in canon, and then back in the old EU days, but like now in new canon,
now we're getting
we have so much expanded stuff on screen.
I wonder, and it's a time I'm both excited and kind of scared of how people will react to. I wonder when we get to the point where we're having multiple shows like actively on at the same time. Not like because like,
do you think they do that? Do you think that they would step on their own toes?
Maybe. Well, is it stepping on your own toes when it's a streaming service?
It depends. No. They could possibly have 2 shows on at the same time on different days. But I still think there is a degree of stepping on your own toes because, you know, you're sharing mind share. You're sharing the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, people could still talk about both. Like, we're going to talk about both. It's okay, but like...
Because I think it also depends on, are you providing the same type of shows? I wouldn't say put Mandalorian and Andor on around the same time, because they're kind of... Well, Andor's kind of so unique that I guess you could throw Mandalorian and Andor on at the same time, but like...
But they're both serious projects, and
yeah,
you know, we would want to kind of mix that up. That's why Tales of the Jedi works so well as a drop in the middle. That's why we're getting Bad Batch next.
Yeah. I mean, it's why they pushed Bad Batch, because they were kind of worried about stepping on their toes with Andor.
I don't think that's...
At least that's how I read it. That's how I've read it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they would definitely want to stagger their releases like, you know, they do for films and stuff all the time. I mean, and at the end of the day, the goal is to get people subscribed to Disney Plus and to keep them subscribed for as long as possible.
Yep.
I don't think it's stepping on their toes as far as the actual show, but yeah, if you have X amount of content and you need to spread it out throughout the entire year to make sure people stay subscribed, then this is how you do it.
Yeah. I'm curious of the day when we have so much content that we could theoretically have more than one show at once. It's something that, I mean, I never dreamed we'd even have this. Yeah, I never dreamed we'd have this much content, let alone the kind of content I'm talking about. Like, as a kid, like, if you told me back in Clone Wars days when it was still airing on Cartoon Network that we would have this many live action shows, I'm not sure if I'd believe it.
Yeah, they actually talked about fairly recently. They talked a little bit about how George Lucas had planned Underworld.
Yeah.
And how for what he wanted to do, the price would have just been astronomical, right? Because it's Star Wars. You can't just film it in Detroit. You know what I mean? You got to replace a lot of different stuff.
He was already spending his own pocket for Clone Wars.
Yeah, and so now, you know, it feels like Iron Man 2, like, I'm limited by the technology of my use, you know. Now we can make that stuff happen. Yeah, it's wonderful.
I do have something for that, though, for that line of thought. But really quickly, Ram says, I think she'll have to appear in season 2 or at least the end of episode 12. And I think that's something that a lot of people are also kind of overlooking, because I've seen the criticisms about the show dropping the ball or like completely forgetting about his sister. What if that's like a payoff that's later in his life?
Yeah,
people forget there's a season 2.
things
How many
don't happen
seasons have been
conveniently.
greenlit?
Just the 2.
Just the 2. They were going to make it 5.
Yeah.
I want them to do that. Give us
So
a whole season
yeah.
for each year.
So
please.
yeah, so they stuck with 2, and 2 is going to end right before Rogue One currently, unless they did. I mean, unless we get lucky, but I think at this point they've already written the scripts out and they're already so far in production that it would be too late to change that.
Connor, are we getting Bad Batch watch-alongs? We'll have to play it by ear, but I think for Bad Batch we are planning reaction videos for that. But for CJ, for your like having multiple shows at once, I would love for them to do 2 shows of opposing perspectives on different days. So, I mean, just a hypothetical for the purposes of simplicity. You have a show where it's about a Jedi versus another Sith. Wednesday is the Jedi's day. Go through his life. Friday is the Sith's day. Go through their life. And then you would have like crossover episodes where they meet each other and fight. It's not the best pitch, but I'm saying like, you know, if we could see different perspectives of 2 shows that are happening simultaneously in tandem with each other, story-wise.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Actually, I like the idea.
I like that. I mean, I could also argue that just genre swapping, have a serious show like Andor or something running, and then have something more comedic on another day, because that's how we normally run our programming anyways. That's how we avoid competing in a way. And it would, I think depending on the show, everybody will talk. I think it's Star Wars, so everybody's going to talk about it no matter what it is, or at least in our sphere, and everybody's going to talk about it. We'll still see the same discussions on Twitter no matter what show.
All right, listen, grab Donald Faison. Yes, like he was hype Faison, voice acting.
Let's get
him live action. Get Zach Braff.
Yes.
We do Tag and Bink.
I'm down for it.
I'd watch Tag and Bink as man. I would.
And that would be the comedic.
Yeah, that'd be your comedic show.
Mm-hmm.
And you
bumbling stormtroopers so incompetent that they are part of the downfall of the Empire.
Make it animation.
No,
probably can make
live action.
Maybe you could. I mean, either
you
way
might get
works.
some people who are like black stormtroopers, but we don't care about those people.
Yeah, we don't care about those. Well, I'm thinking animation also because recently the guy who did Resistance, the showrunner for Resistance, did have a discussion with Kathleen and Dave, and I honestly didn't mind the animation style for Resistance, and I think it could work for a Tag and Bink story.
I didn't mind it either. Every time I watch anything animation for Star Wars, I try to mindfully put the story on the highest totem.
Yeah.
But it just so happened Resistance was a slow starter, especially slow.
It got there. I'm kind of disappointed we never got season 3, but because
I mean, they just ran up into the movies. There's literally no place they can go from there.
Well, episode 9, season 3, episode 9.
Oh, but there was like a year. Yeah, they could make one now. I just mean, when they hit where.
Yeah, when they hit it, they were at where the movies were. Yeah,
they were past The Last Jedi. To be quite frank.
Connor says Paxton Rahara show.
Yeah.
Paxton Rahara, I could.
And see, that's the thing. A lot of this shit is possible now.
Yeah. It's a
We
matter
have
of
so many shows. It's gonna be like in the olden days where we had a show to watch on Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, TGIF, and then
TGIF, man. I'll tell you, they bring that back, I'll be a happy camper.
Yeah, like
it's
one of
gonna get
my
real difficult to cover it all though.
Oh, it's gonna be a super Saturday showdown.
Look, when I was a kid, I used to imagine what if we had just a Star Wars channel that was just all Star Wars content, and then
We basically have it.
yeah,
I mean, literally, you go to Disney Plus and the title
Disney
says
Plus, you got the Star Wars
Wars.
subsection. Yeah, it's basically a Star Wars channel.
Yeah.
You just get to choose what's on the air.
Yeah.
That's what technology is.
Yep.
I like that the Star Wars show are crossing over like Mando and Boba, but I don't want it to be like the CW shows where there's too many crossover episodes to really keep up with.
And I don't think we
I
have
get
that to
that.
worry about. I don't think we have that to worry about.
No.
Personally. I think within the Mandoverse we do, but outside of that we don't.
Okay, yeah, but they got weird with it, where there was like 6 shows, and then they do one big crossover, and you had to watch one episode from each one.
Yep.
I hated
And
that. I couldn't stand it.
And it's like
me,
I was already watching those shows, but I didn't want to have to then rejumble how I watch them.
when I stopped watching, I'm not gonna watch a show I don't enjoy. So
Yeah.
there is most of them I stopped watching. I think I was only watching The Flash, but it was like, okay, now I have to find this particular episode of Supergirl, this particular episode of this, and then
Find Legends and find
Yeah, I stopped before the final season of Arrow. I stopped at season 2 of Supergirl, and then I stopped at like season 5 of The Flash.
Yeah.
And like after 2 seasons of Legend, there were so many shows, bro.
There's so much stuff going on.
I think at least in terms of that, I don't think we're going to get to that level because once again, we're not talking about shows that are coming out at the same time. Whereas even if we are kind of worried, it's just the Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni shows to worry about, I think, that are going to be overlapping that way.
as long as they're not like literally overlapping. That was the only problem, was that
Have a good day, Connor.
They literally, those shows were airing every day of the week.
Yep.
And
yeah, literally every day there was a show that was on, and I gave up. Like, I liked all the shows. I even liked Legends, which I know is unpopular, but at a certain point, I can't watch all those shows. Not every day. So
Brandon King says that was a very dope episode. Yeah.
it was. But
Seriously though, like it was the aftermath and the breather episode, and didn't think we were gonna get much, but like that battle with the arrestor cruiser.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
what do you think of his lightsaber ship? You know, I love it. Just reminded me of Iron Man 2.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Now Cyril and the boys getting ready to go out together. Go
This is
find
true.
Cassian.
Everyone's converging, as we've been saying.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just hope that one of the threads that gets closed or paid off before the season ends is Bix goes free.
I think Bix for sure. We're getting that closed off one way or the other. Hopefully,
No,
in
not
the
one way or
living-
the other. I don't want her to die. There's
I
there's
know.
one way out.
I don't know.
Okay, one way out. She survives and she gets out. I do
I
not
don't want to be that guy.
entertain a Bix
I don't want to
death.
be that guy, but people that are in Cassian's life.
Right?
Listen,
He has plot armor.
Is she in Rogue One?
There's a lot of people that are not in Rogue One that can still live.
Well, you
in
said
fact,
plot
if she
armor.
was not
You
in
said
Rogue
plot-
One,
you said-
that means she has more of a chance to live because she.
You said plot armor though.
Yeah, plot armor for this show.
Actually, that's been my big thing that I've been telling people, is that this show is Star Wars without main character plot armor. Bad stuff happens whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not. It doesn't even have to be related to anything that Cassian is doing. Like, he is our focal character, but I have trouble thinking of him as the main character of the show.
In a way,
But he
it's
does
like
have plot
watching.
armor. He has to survive.
Yeah, he's the
He
only one
does,
with.
he does, but
It's kind of like watching the people who happen to be a part of his life and what happens to them because they're a part of his life.
yeah. So what I'm saying is, this is different than than watching, episode 4, where Luke shows up. All the stormtroopers are kind of bumbling idiots. No one can hit the broadside of a barn. Like his plot armor is that other people went first and got shot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like it's a bit different.
I'll also say, even with plot armor and as far as Cassian can't die, he is still going through it. Like he has still gone through. He's still gone through the ringer.
He hurting.
but it is funny to think about like how battle scarred everyone is. Mon Mothma's dropping like $100,000 every single month, and like might get arrested. Luthen is like sold his soul to the devil. And this is their life, and they're gonna be doing this for the next 5 years. And then Luke is like the picture of nepotism. Like he just shows up, and then like he shows up day 1, saves Leia. Day 2, destroys the Death Star. Day 3, gets medal. Everyone rejoices. And there's all these people who's like, God damn, I've been grinding in this.
I just thought about this because you brought up Mon and her situation. What if she does get arrested? Because all we know is that she has to, at least in next season, go and join the Rebels in animated Rebels. But that's in season 2. And so she could, because this is still the same year as season 1 of Rebels, she could get arrested and go through the ISB, and then she somehow escapes, and that's when she makes her plea to the Senate and is like, hey, I'm out. Which we know she has to do that, because that's what she does and when she joins the Rebels officially. But who's to say she doesn't go through the ringer first?
Are we still on Ezra Broadcast Watch?
I believe so.
I'm gonna now say no, because if it happens now, it would feel out of place.
It would be for where we're at. And
hold on, would it feel out of place in the next episode, where like after everything happens and we get the crawl to the epilogue, where after everything has happened, there's been a huge kind of like shakedown on Ferrix, or a firefight on Ferrix and stuff, and we get to the epilogue. Could hear it.
Actually, now that you say that, we could have this uprising on Ferrix, and at the same time, Saw now knows the ISB is watching where they're watching. Saw's not stupid. I think Saw's gonna hit somewhere else at the same time, and
that could be our cliffhanger too, is what the results of that.
Well, we could potentially end up in a situation where a bunch of different groups are all hitting at the same time in different locations, unbeknownst to each other mostly, and then we get that message, and it like everyone is rising up at the same time. They're not connected yet, but everyone is rising up and inspired to do so. And then that's when he actually grabs the manifesto to read it in between the first and second season.
Yes.
I have like I can visualize the montage. It's like it's like the Order 66 scene with all the Jedi with all the Jedi dying. And I always, whenever I see a replay of that scene, Obi-Wan's message, "This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi," like it's playing, so I could see after the whole set piece in the next episode, or during the set piece where they start hitting targets and stuff, like it becomes a montage, and then you hear like a broadcast.
It'd be very classic Star Wars to do it that way.
Yeah.
Because it would be nice to do it like a last punch with that hope,
Yeah.
And maybe, and like you said, that's the piece that Cassian needs to finally push himself further. Because he's still fighting whether or not he wants to be part of this movement, even with everything that's going on. Because he has not actually put up a leadership role himself yet. Like, the end of the last arc was him purposefully putting somebody else in that spot. which also in a way is also making him a good spy because putting other people at the front rather than being the front man himself. But
yeah. Well, until next week. I can see some fades happening, and not the usual fade. But I can see.
I do need a haircut though.
I can see people fading. Yeah, it's getting pretty late. It's a good time to wrap up this watch party. Thank you guys so much in the chat for hanging out with us and watching the episode or the epode with us. Next week is the finale. We'll see if we get that broadcast. We'll see if we get Chaco's. Everybody's hitting different targets at the same time. And we'll see what cliffhanger we'll get. But this has been a great show. My favorite show. Like, full stop, for Star Wars.
I wish more of the shows could have this many episodes to take the time. It was
my least anticipated one.
By far. Which is probably why it's the best.
Yeah.
Even now, I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode.
Yep.
It's nice. It's freeing.
But go ahead and follow our guests, Jedi Master DePaul on TikTok, Escape Reality Films on Twitch and YouTube. And if you guys have any other socials to plug.
I guess Caleb Lockwood 5 for TikTok, and then if you want to see me BS on Twitter, it's Escape Reality 94.
TikTok, Jedi Master DePaul. On YouTube, Conspiracy Cantina.
Right on. And don't forget tonight technically at 5 p.m. The High Ground Podcast with our Chaco. DJ B-Side said, excellent discussion on this epode. Thank you. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make it a thing.
Yeah. No, we got SW Acer coming on. We got General Skeevis, who is currently a resident Bix cosplayer. As well as we got Jeff Bull from I can't remember his podcast, but yeah.
Right
it'll be great.
So make sure to tune in tonight. I don't think anybody here is any earlier than West Coast, so tonight at 5 p.m. for that podcast, and then Saturday 5 p.m. Pacific for the season premiere. I guess I say season premiere because it is season 2 of the Dyad and the Force. We are starting episode 101. So stay tuned for that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're not, because we got some stuff coming for you guys. So stay tuned.
Indeed.
But that's the end. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life.
We're all the public.
And may the Force be with you always.